Well,
back.
we appreciate all those organizations, all these folks that have helped us with the WHAS Crusade for Children. These are some of our board of directors folks. Come on up here. Don't be so shy, folks. Come on, get up here. Say, I know.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Jennifer Earhart.
Jennifer Earhart. Great to see you. Thank you for your help for the Crusade. You're on our board.
I just rejoined. I get to do a second tour of it and pretty excited about it.
Yeah, how was the first tour?
Great. I love the Crusade.
When you talk to people about the Crusade and what it does, how do you explain it to them?
You know, you don't have to go very far to find someone that's been touched by the Crusade. So what I enjoy is saying, have you been touched? Or do you know someone that's been touched? Because in this community, you don't have to look too far to find somebody that's been touched. But if not, you know, I got lots of stories to share.
Exactly right. It's like several people today have mentioned that they were involved in, they were there when a baby was born and maybe there had been some challenges. And then machines started showing up and they say Crusade for Children.
Have the plaque for the, happened with me and my daughter.
Oh, good. Okay. So that's exactly right. It shows the Crusade for Children in service.
Yep.
So thank you. I appreciate it, Ms. Earhart.
Thank you.
Kindly. All right, over on that side, I think we know this gentleman.
We're back with Dennis. Hey,
Hi.
good to see you.
Good to see you guys again, too.
And who are you representing? What are you doing at this point?
Yeah, I'm with all of these fine people, and some of whom can't be with us, but the board of directors, which you're on as well.
Absolutely.
And we all have banded together to do a power hour, so to match donations for the next hour for everybody. And I guess we can show you that amount if you'd like now.
Yes, well, and we'll tell everybody at home, power hour means your money goes further for the next 45 minutes. So this is a great time to donate. Call 582-7511 because the board's making that money go even further.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the next hour, you know, up to $16,229.52. I read that backwards, so I'm proud of myself. The board of directors has collectively come together to make a contribution to match whatever comes in for the next 45 minutes up to that amount. So we'd really encourage you to call 582-7511 or 888-382-7511 right now.
Great job, Dennis.
Thank you.
Let's meet some more board members here, shall we? And who do we have with us here?
Hi, my name is Jane Pfeiffer.
And what do you do?
So, well, I used to work at WHAS for 17 years.
She's an excellent employee at WHAS.
And then I left, and now I'm with Field Trip, started my own company as a marketing agency, and I'm joined the board this year.
Very, very cool.
She broke our hearts when she started her own company.
I love you too, Terry.
My name's Reverend Jason Crosby, and I'm new to the board as well. Just joined the board, but I've been a member of the Clergy Advisory Council for almost a decade now, and so that's the group that hears all of the organizations that submit a grant application to then take the money that we raise here today and do incredible work in the community to serve children with special needs. So it's an honor to be here today, and thank you, Kentuckiana, for all that you have done thus far. Let's finish strong.
So you've seen all sides of it. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, hello.
Hello, I'm Chris Hounds. I recently joined the board, and came down today to walk around and see how the sausage is made, and it's been a great experience just to see all the different aspects of the Crusade. I've been in the fire service for 30 plus years, and we come down with Pee Wee Valley, drop off our money, and leave. There's a lot more to it than what happens after you drop off your money.
Very cool to see all of that behind the scenes, huh?
It is very cool.
All right, your name, sir?
Michael Wade.
Michael Wade, and you've been on the board how long?
For about 4 years now.
And what have you learned about the Crusade for Children as you move along this timeline? The love is strong, isn't it?
I tell you, what I learn is the more I don't know. You know, we was talking about the sausage. You know, there's a lot behind that skin.
Chris, that's the first time I've heard anybody mention sausage.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good. And one thing I like about being on the board is we actually can see some of the good going into play. So we see stories of how the money that people are donating now actually affects lives. So I think that's very powerful, and it makes me want to be even more involved in the board.
Yeah. And people come in and tell you, like you said, you're learning all the time from that, and you just realize, you know, lots of people in this life just need a little bit of a boost, a little bit of a help and the Crusade just is like a guardian angel that shows up.
That's exactly right. Just like the Crusaders of old time, they came in and they rescued them. So that's what we do.
Well, thank you for your service on this board. It's the most important thing, I think, on our calendar year.
Thank you.
You bet you, Mike. I'm going to sneak in front of here if you don't mind. Father Joe, I just like saying hi to you. All your years of service. Who took your place, Chris?
Jason took my place, so I'm no longer on the board, but I was on for 20 years.
That's right. And the board just does important work throughout the community.
Absolutely.
So that every year, and like we've said multiple times today, you don't have to tell people too much about the Crusade because the knowledge is pretty strong.
Oh, absolutely. Although I think, as I've emphasized before, the breadth of the Crusade and going the entire state of Kentucky, all of southern Indiana, and just all the breadth of organizations. A lot of times people have thought, well, it's for crippled children, which it started with.
Right.
But it's so many other things, whether it's educational, hospitals, counseling, just all different kinds.
Emotional wellness.
Right.
We call them identified needs, but it's different ways now to just be caregiving people.
Right, and things like what I've learned over the years, and Jason will learn as he's already done, is like autism, for example. When I first came on the board, it was like 1 in 150 kids. Now they're 1 in 30.
Yeah.
I mean, the need is incredible sometimes.
Mind-boggling. Sorry for stepping in front of you, Joe.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
Your big PRP team just left here a few minutes ago. That's a lot of equipment. Do they all roll back to Pleasure Ridge Park in like a line? And people think there must be something really interesting going on because there's 21 first responder vehicles in a row.
It's a nice parade.
Is that what it is? Amen. And everybody gets to celebrate in some capacity.
Sir.
I know everybody's tired from all that, but that's the other part.
Tired. Again, I know I'm with the board right now, but I'd like to thank the community PRP, all those who gave both donations, food, our volunteers, everything. To bring in $323,000 is tremendous. So
thanks. We appreciate all you guys on the board. Thanks so much. Greatly appreciate it.
We are going to say thank you to the board. Don't forget, it is Power Hour. Now's a great time to donate, and we'd like to send it on out to Highlander.
Here in Corydon, Indiana, for our last collection of the evening, I'm talking to Battalion Chief Brandon Alexander with the Highlander Fire Protection District, and I just want to see who you got with you here today. Tell us a little bit about the crew you brought.
So obviously we got a couple members of the department ourselves, but also we have an amazing Boy Scout troop in our area, Troop 4167. These guys right here, we could not get through Crusade without them. These guys come out in mass, and at certain days, there's more Boy Scouts than there are firefighters. These guys come off these trucks like a troop of ants, and they get things taken care of.
You hoping to use the Boy Scouts as maybe some recruits for the fire district?
Oh, I think we got 1 or 2 that we're swaying, and the guy in the Milwaukee hat there, I think we might be able to win him over.
Okay, fantastic. Well, it's good to see people so young getting involved with the Crusade. It's been going on a long time. Before we get to all the individuals who donated, do you want to share any good Crusade memories with us?
Oh, gosh. Well, this is my 26th year, so...
You've got a lot.
I've got a lot. But, yeah, I mean, it's the brotherhood coming together for a great cause. The Crusade is such an amazing charity. I mean, what better charity than to take care of kids, right? Yep. So, I mean, and what better charity when they can make the claim 100% for the kids? There's not another charity that can say that.
That's right, especially in the Louisville area. Well, let's go ahead and start pecking down the list of all the people who were so generous that have contributed to the total out here, which I've had a sneak preview of the total for all these fire departments. We're well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and all this stuff, it really adds up, as you're about to see here.
Oh, absolutely. Every penny counts. That's not just a saying, it really does. So, like I was saying earlier, we typically have a lot of people that help come out and get our crusade going and keep it going throughout the entire time. And we couldn't do that without feeding these guys. I mean, a bunch of teenage guys, right? So first off, I'd like to start with some food donations from our community. Chick-fil-A from State Street, New Albany. Beef O'Brady's of Floyd's Knobs. McDonald's of Floyd's Knobs, Bear Nose of Floyd's Knobs, Taco Bell of Floyd's Knobs, Sweet Stuff Bakery, New Albany, Tumbleweed, Floyd's Knobs, Dairy Queen, Floyd's Knobs, Starbucks, State Street. That's a good one because we got to keep things moving. You got to have coffee. Krispy Kreme, Jeffersonville, Adrian's and Company Bakery, Floyd's Knobs, Joe Huber's Family Farm and Restaurant of Borden, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, New Albany, Cracker Barrel of Sellersburg, Sam's Food and Spirits, Floyd's Knobs, White Castle of New Albany, Chicken House, Sellersburg, Huber's Winery, Borden, Starlight Coffee, again, got to keep them going, Floyd's Knobs, and Honey Baked Ham of New Albany.
The Highlanders, a very well-fed group out here. And also bringing in the individual donations, people who want to get their names out there, and also honor some others. So let's talk about it.
Absolutely. So this community really comes together when it comes to bringing our total up and the total for the Crusade itself. So here's a couple in memory of from our area. $50 from Roger and Glenda Hott in memory of Glenn Barnett. $50 from Jeffrey Reed in memory of Susan Jones and Jerry Reed. $50 from Sandy Stewart in memory of David Heilig and Stephen Beck. $50 Daryl and Debbie Nungester in memory of Herman Beekler, John Nungester, and Jeremy Nungester. $50 from Sheila Lozon in memory of John Lozon and grandson Kenneth Lozon. $100 from Peter and Marissa Waters in memory of Louise Adams. $100 from Virgil and Doris Klein in memory of John and Kenneth Lozon. $100 from Jonathan, Heather, and Patrick Lozon in memory of John and Kenneth Lozon. $100 from Sharon and David Koppler in memory of Don and Ginny Koppler. $100 from the family of Casey Marie Crewer. $100 from Shirley Koopman in memory of Raymond Koopman. $100 from Sherry and Clayton Knotts in memory of Rex and Doris Kelly. $100 from Juanita McCauley in memory of Paul McCauley, Stephen Beck, Richard and Hilda Beck, David Heilig, John Schmidt, Julie Greer, Camilla Gullett, Larry and Virginia Gullett, and Sylvia Booth. $100 from Doris Beekler in memory of Herman Beekler, John Nungester, Jeremy Nungester, Nick Bommersbach, and Grace Bommersbach. $100 from Teresa and Scott Welch in honor of Gavin Rainbolt. $100 from James Thomas in memory of Joe Huber. $100 from Mark and Jenny Huth in memory of Myron and Sue Huth. $100 from Marianne Duffy in memory of Richard Duffy and Elois Best. $100 from Bernetta and Jay Stillman in memory of their great-grandsons. In honor of their great-grandsons. $100 in the memory of Deborah Raudenbush. $100 in the memory of Jennifer Jones, Stephen Beck, Camilla Gullett, and Paul McCauley. $100 in memory of Jenny Sprigler. $100 in memory of Bernadette Fife. $150 from Scott and Jessica Lewis in memory of Cora Lewis. $200 from Timothy and Barbara Freiberger in memory of Bill and Juanita Miller. $300 from Mike and Carmel McCauley in memory of George and Carol Butler and Paul McCauley. $300 from Donald Williams in memory of Vado and Catherine Williams. $500 from Ronnie and Shannon Baumgart in memory of Virginia Baumgart, Carlos and Sue Gilcock. $500 from Joseph and Pamela Kraft in memory of Jean Lilly. $645 from David Lapsey in memory of Sharon Lapsey. $1,000 from Kevin Krupski in honor of Luke and Grace Howell. $2,000 from Barbara Hanka and Darren Striegel in memory of Bill and Edith Hanka. $2,000 from William and Barbara Hanka in memory of Bill and Edith Hanka. So those are all of our in memory of, but like I was saying, our community really comes together, and we have a number of community members out there and groups that help contribute to our total.
Yeah.
And I really want to thank a lot of them, because without some of these totals, our total wouldn't be as good as it is. So $500 from the Floyd's Knobs Christian Church, $1,500 from the American Legion Post 42, $357.98 from Zesto's New Albany. They keep a bucket sitting on their order counter all the time for us. We had a family of youngins that wanted to do a lemonade stand. Their lemonade stand brought in $84.10. That was from Peyton, Mackenzie, Mallory, and Michaela Lampkin. And then we have a special group that has been supporting us for a long, long time. And that's Stephen Beck and his family. Stephen passed a couple of years ago, but the family has kept his memory alive with continuing his crusade.
A spirit
alive. There we go.
That's many of us have it.
The Stephen Beck spirit. So the family of Stephen Beck brought in $1,300. And I missed one in memory of, and I apologize, $100 from the Drescher family in honor of Micah Drescher. So that's what our community can do for us. So I guess without further ado, I think we have our total.
Okay,
so
we've got some pencil math here.
Pencil math.
We've got a little bit of pencil math here. I assume just because
a couple here.
Lots of people squeak in their donations at the last minute. So if you're one of those people today, don't be shy. There's still time, and it all adds up. So what do we get for your total?
For 2025, the Highlander Fire Protection District's total, $65,687.49.
Give yourselves a round of applause for sure.
Good job.
And if the young men want to, they can absolutely dump out the buckets ceremoniously. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Again, we've got Boy Scout Troop 4167 from Floyd's Knobs, Indiana, contributing out here. Brandon, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. We look forward to it every year.
The Highlander Fire Protection District, the last one to come through here out in Corden, Indiana, but not your last opportunity to donate. You can call right now, 582-7511, or toll free if you need to, 1-888-382-7511. WHAScrusade.org. That'll be there for you all year. Or if you want to scan this QR code at the bottom corner of your screen, you can. All the major payment apps, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, you can do that, and the money will make a difference. It will go to a child in your community that needs help. Out here in Corden, Indiana, from the John Jones Auto Group, who's let us party in their parking lot all day. Thank you so much. The 72nd Crusade for Children is happening right now. Back at the studio.
Connie Leonard back here in Corden, Indiana at the John Jones Auto Group. We thank them very much for letting us be here today. And right now we've got Joey, who's the captain with Flaherty. Joey Claycomb.
Yes, ma'am.
And thanks for being here, Joey.
I love it. Come here every year.
We love to have you, and thank you for all the work that Flaherty is doing. I want to just shout out to all the Meade County fire departments, because this is like the 5th one that we've had. You guys have been out there just working it. So tell us about your efforts this year.
So we had door-to-door collections for the last 2 weeks, and we've also done some roadblock collections. Members put in a lot of hard work. We got a lot of dedicated members that really look forward to this every year. It is a kind of a friendly competition with our neighboring departments. You know, it's who can do better.
I love it. Now, and tell me who you have with you here.
So I have Chief Rose with us,
okay,
and I have firefighter Nick Limbach with us as well. Then that's all we have with us today.
All right, and I like what you got going over here, because y'all did a bunch of different things this year, right? This was one of the fundraisers, and you got all the sponsors on the fire truck, which I like the way you're doing this. That's very cool.
So Chief Rose headed up a 9-pin no-tap bowling tournament. It was held at B&B Lanes in Elizabethtown, Kentucky this year. He was the sole leader on that one. He had a lot of help from the members that he has up on his signs over there. Had a lot of great sponsors that really helped make that event successful, and it was a little over $2,100 is what he was able to raise off that, which is a huge help to our efforts this year. We can't thank Chief Rose enough for heading that up for us.
And I love that you put their names right there on the truck. I like your style. All right, now, so you got a list of folks you want to thank?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me.
So every year we get a bunch of checks wrote to us and they want to do in memories of. I have Joyce Straney has a $50 donation in memory of Bill Straney. Anita Seymour in memory of Michael Straney. Mark and Jean Hubbard in memory of Kevin Hubbard. Carolyn Mims in memory of Gail Wood. For our $100 donations, we have Margaret and Stephen Mayer in memory of Margie and Russo McDonald. Joseph and Norma Bartley in memory of Beverly Dix. Lloyd Marianne Claycomb in memory of John and Barbara Getz, Naomi Claycomb. Susan Limbach in honor of Nick, Caleb, Zach, Elena, Julia, and Clark Allen. Stephen and Deborah Whalen in memory of Joe Greer. Thomas and Ruth Gerkins in honor of their 9 healthy grandkids. Lee Noyes in honor of his fallen brothers and sisters. S.A. Skaggs in memory of David Skaggs. Jeff Sipes in honor of Clark Allen. Teresa Sipes in honor of Clark Allen. Mosquito Truck in honor of Clark Allen. Monica Pack in memory of John and Martha Shercliffe, Benny Pack, and Jacoby Hager. Marlene Black in memory of Vivian and William Booth. And Dennis Pike in memory of Mary Pike. That's all.
All right. And just tell folks at home what kind of community that Flaherty is showing up for you guys in it's tough times right now for people to give, but they know that 100% of these donations go to the kids, and that makes a big difference, right?
Absolutely. Flaherty is a very close, tight-knit community. They care a great deal about each other. We have been collecting for this charity for as long as I've been alive, and I'm 29 years old. It's something I've looked forward to for every year. We have pretty much a list of ones we can count on every year that are going to bring in donations. It's something they look forward to. We have people that actually have trusts set up that will benefit the Crusade for Children once they pass. That's something that we see everywhere. We find stories of the Crusade helping members of our fire department, plus members in our community, and we find that this is one that they can really get behind and support, and we really thank our community for doing that for us.
All right, well, we thank you. So are you going to give us the total now?
So our total this year was $18,815.94.
Woo! Awesome! Great job! $18,000. All right, and one more time, the total once again for the bookkeepers back there at the station.
$18,815.94.
All right, Joey, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Crusade mean a lot to you, too?
Oh, yeah. Every bit of it.
Yeah? Did you enjoy going out and raising money for Crusade this year?
Yeah. That's Clark Allen, my baby.
Oh, okay. Very good. And now, if you guys would, got some money there you'll toss in, even though we got some of your other money. We hear that change going? Very nice. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate your efforts. All right, if you'd like to help out, you sure can. You can donate at 582-7511 or any of these methods that you will see on your screen right now. That's Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, or you can scan that QR code that's on your screen. There's so many ways to give, that's for sure. Thanks for changing a child's life. From Corden right now, I'm Connie Leonard. We're going to throw it back to you.
Thank you, Connie, Joe. Appreciate that. We're back in the studio downtown. It's the 72nd WHAS Crusade for Children. Shay McAllister's over there. I'm Terry Miners. Kelsey Starks is still answering phones over here. She hung in here a long time today. I love it that people hang with us all this time on the Crusade. From really months ahead of time. The show's been on the air since yesterday, and we're going to we'll run out in about 25 minutes because the NBA show's coming up tonight. Pre-game's at 7, and the Pacers in Oklahoma City get at it at 8 o'clock tonight. So we're excited about that. But before we can do that, we got to make note of the fact that the creek always rises. What's up, Fern Creek? Nathan Mulvey's with us. You brought a lot of happy faces again today.
We did. It's been a fun year this year.
Yeah.
Really fun year.
Well, Fern Creek's always been a big donor to the WHAS Crusade for Children, so we like parking you guys in here late in the show.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Somebody was asking me today when the tradition started or when we went on last, and I'm like, it's been a long time. So it's exciting to get to close out the show every year.
All right, who all's talking to us today?
So we've got a couple guys talking, but first I think I've got a couple special mentions, and one of them is going to be in relation to Kevin. So real quick, we did a couple little fundraisers throughout the year just as a district. Highview St. Patrick's Day was $819 earned. We did our second annual motorcycle ride. They did $3,100.
Yep.
The 2024 Kate's Frogtown Hop. Right here's Kate. She did $24,37.79.
Nice going, Kate. Way to go, Kate. You rock.
Well, I try to rock, but I don't know how hard I can rock.
But you rock.
Yeah.
It's a variable level.
And you know, it's all for the kids. You know,
Absolutely.
It's all going to be for the children. I'm all about helping the children.
We appreciate you, darling.
And then we did the Highview Fire Car Festival, which is something we've been doing the last couple of years. So that we did 27, 18, 23. This year, we're thankful that Kevin and his truck were able to raise $7,772. But the cool thing about that is it takes him over a huge milestone. So in Kevin's time collecting, this put Kevin over the $500,000 point for
What
collecting.
about you, Kevin Adams? Over $500,000 collected for the WHAS Crusade for Children. Kevin, what in the world? That is fantastic. Did you ever imagine this?
Well, I've been trying to do it all my life, and I've been going to church a lot. I've been about to wear them people out of it. I've been about to wear them out of it. My church up at St. Gabriel, but the good Lord was good to me, and I just prayed on it, and it all come through.
We knew you'd come through. You always do. You have since 1969. Did I get the year right?
Yes.
That's right. Way to go, Kevin. We're proud of you, buddy. All right.
And then Kevin does a drawing every year, so I think Don's got...
I split the pot.
Yep.
$492 is going to go to the winner. So that's a lot of pressure for me. So I'm going to ask...
No pressure.
Pick one, pick one.
Here we go. Russ B. We'll be calling Russ B. Do you know who that is, Kevin?
I think so.
Kevin knows everybody. That's the problem.
All
right, so
the
the next
truth, I've sold so many of them. I'm glad it's one you can read pretty good.
Thanks, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm gonna cut it short, but I just want to thank my brother and everybody that helped me all year to do what I was able to do.
Okay. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, buddy. All right, we're going to move on to our next reader.
All right, so I'll turn it over for a minute to our Crusade coordinator, Andy Oates.
Andy, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. How are you?
What's up?
So I've got a couple more special mentions to mention. I've got $100 in Theo Healy. I've got $100 donated by Owen Healy and $1,428 donated by Park United Methodist Church. So we got a couple more special mentions. This is Austin Price. He head up a lot of our door-to-door collections. He's going to read some in honors of.
All right, Austin.
In honor of, this is $25, Steve Driscoll, donated by Nancy Harris. In honor of 6 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren by Margaret D. Piddleco. This is $50. Honor of Kevin Adams, donated by All American Windows and More LLC, Lenora Roberts. This is $72 in honor of grandchildren, Carol Rouse. In honor of, this is $100, grandchildren, Teddy and Eloise Nason, by Dale and Susan Nason. Another $100, Mitchell Ankeny, by Mary and Paul Ankeny. $100, Ryan Lovall, donated by Marty Metcalf. $125 in honor of Greg Price, donated by Vicky Foster. $200, Peyton, Jesse, Meadow, and Ivy. Ivy was born premature and is doing okay at age 2 with the help of the Crusade.
Outstanding.
Donated by Craig and Robin Newman. $200, grandson Oakley and Beagle Cody, donated by Linda Geddes.
Yep, I saw her. That's fantastic. You got more?
I got a couple more. $250 in honor of grandchildren Teddy and Eloise Nason, donated by Susan Nason. $400 in honor of Hudson and Ella Price, Parker and Riley Hindman, donated by Michelle Hindman. A $720 Gary Hatfield 80th birthday, and donated by Gary and Evelyn Hatfield. $1,000 Cliff Chesser, donated by Sewell Industry Electronics. So we have in honor of Chief Nathan Mulvey a total of $2,700. So there's a $1,700 retiring Chief Mulvey is anonymous. There's a $500 Chief from Ann and David Mulvey, and then another $500, and it's anonymous.
That's pretty phenomenal. Thank you, Austin.
All right.
Is that everybody you have to thank? Okay.
In honor of and in memory of.
Okay, very good.
In memory of.
All right.
Bear with me.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Terry. Okay, we'll start out $20 in memory of Ada Darnell, donated by Robert Nash. $25 Laura Logston, donated by Mary Prexler. Beverly Walker had 4 or 5 people donate $25 each to her. Patricia Walker donated, Cheryl Bynum and Judy Gibson. Norma Shipley, in memory of Norma Shipley, Edna Johnson donated to her. The people who have gone on, Cheryl Oates donated $25. John Morton, in memory of John Morton, Nora Ray donated. Baby Girl Smith, Paul L. Smith donated $25. The $30 donations, Edwin Oshlin, the Janice Meyer and Meyer family donated. In memory of Louis Lindell, Sherry Lindell donated. Peggy Gorbat, Charles Mulligan Sr. donated. Marjorie Bowman, Mary Lindell donated. Sergeant Kyle Adams was donated $30 by Sergeant Larry Huffman. $35 donations, Wallace Marjorie Gleaves, donated by Mark T. Gleaves. $50, Stephen Lee Marsh, donated by Phyllis Anderson. The Albritton, Downs, and Skagg families, in memory of them, the folks that have passed on was donated $50 in memory of by Gary and Sandra Albritton. Jim Funk, in his memory, they donated $50. Gary and Evelyn Hatfield. Uncle Joe Franklin and Justin Cox, that was an anonymous donation.
You're doing great for having a 3-year-old dancing right all over your feet, so that's good.
I got 12 grandkids. Donna Stout, in memory of Donna Stout, Joy Straub donated $50. Chad Koppel, in memory of Chad Koppel, Terry and Ken Koppel donated $50. In memory of Jimmy Baker, David and Pamela Boone donated $50. Willow Eve Newman was donated in memory of her by Craig and Robin Newman. In memory of Patrick and Sean and Mike Lyons, Margaret Lyons donated $50. Eunice Snepp, Connie Woods donated $50. Holbert Wood, Christy Adams, Sweezy, Samantha Adams, Joanne Wood donated in her memory. Sarah McGee, in her memory, Patricia Karchner donated. And in memory of Paul, Jerry Coombs donated. $50 donations, the last one, Rick Schroeder, in memory of Rick Schroeder, John Purple donated. $50, Linda Bryan, Kenneth and Cheryl Curlis donated. In memory of Margaret Shear, Donald Shear donated. Major Harold Embry, Richard Willis donated. Brian Breeding, Betty Breeding donated. $65, Betty Turner, in memory of Betty Turner was donated by Susan Doolin, $71. Jean France, in her memory, was donated by Mark Hagan. $72. Robert and Gregory Glass was donated by Wilma Glass. $75. Mike Schmidt Sr. was donated by Barbara Schmidt. $100 donations. Bonnie Chapman was donated in her memory by Linda Profit. $100. Bernice Chapman, donated by Rebecca Jackson. Roland Jeffries was donated by Carol Rollas. Donald Riggle, her memory, Rebecca Jackson donated $100. Joe Dosker, in his memory, Lucy Dosker donated. Woody and Molly Portman was donated in their memory by James and Linda Portman. Cindy Prestigiacomo was donated by Kevin Prestigiacomo. Ken White Jr., in his memory, was donated by Kenny and Marilyn White. Larry Payne, in his memory, was donated by Michelle and Kevin Faust. Gary Warner, who Fern Creek Fire Department EMS took to the hospital several times before he passed, was donated by Peggy Warner. Macy and Charles Sharber, in their memory, was donated by John and Teresa Burkhart. Mary Raymer, in $100 in their memory, was donated by Rebecca Jackson. And Joan Wire, Debbie and David Chesser donated. Fred Crowder, children and grandchildren, in memory of them, donated by Margaret Crowder. Cliff Chapman, donated by Rebecca Jackson. Roberta France, donated by Rebecca Jackson. Rich Anderson, donated by Deborah Anderson. Janet Hawk, donated by Jerry Bird. Bernice and Bonnie Chapman also got a donation in their memory from Margaret Downs for $100. Ken Mason donated in his memory by Margaret Mason. Camp Taylor Fire Department donated in their memory by Kenneth Becker. Johnny Franklin donated in his memory by Denise Carnes. Bill Krebs donated by David Powell. Lewis Albert Carr, in memory of Lewis Albert Carr, donated by Denise Anderson. And Johnny Muir Franklin, donated by Beverly Johnson. Derek Dodson, donated by Billy Drake. Robin Banks, donated by James Banks. And David Moberly, donated by Jeannie Reckner. The rest of the $100 ones, John Walton, donated by David Garrett. Jim Moore, in memory of Jim Moore, donated by Betty Moore. Glenn Vogades, donated by Cassidy Vogades. John Franklin, donated by Teresa Franklin. Mary Houghton, donated by Paul Curse. Lloyd and Mill Harris, donated by Teresa Harden. Bill Nord, donated by Carolyn Ennis.
We sure miss Bill Nord at the Crusade.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah, he was a super guy. Lewis Lindell, donated by Mary and Sherry Lindell. In memory of Rebecca Burnett, donated by Robert and Camilla Harden. Harold and Fern Creek Lawn Care, donated by Code 3 Lawn Care. Emily McKay, donated by Christopher Weeksler. And Ansel Ward, donated by Stephen Ward. Ansel Ward, another donation from Zelma Ward. And Davy Ward, donated by Stephen Ward. I'm almost done.
You're doing great.
We're running out of tonsils.
Airtime.
Yeah. Davy, I got another in memory of for Davy Ward. He's donated by Zelma Ward. And then Major Kevin Baines, donated by Kenneth Baines Sr. Bill Schmidt, donated by William and Mary Schmidt. Tony Ames, donated by Jennifer and Andrew Dumstorff. Kara Ann, donated by Stephen and Mary Mazzoni. Chief Tinsley Roman, donated by Robert Chambers. Bobby Chambers, donated by Robert Chambers. $100 in memory of Dorothy McKillen, donated by Andy and Brian McKillen. Eddie Collier, donated by Butch. Sherry Brown and Patty Henderson, donated by Mary and Paul Anike. Lori Bevan, donated by Mark Metcalf. $106.91. What are they doing down there?
Well, somebody pulled a handle off one of the money buckets. We had to take it away from him before he hit somebody in the head with it.
I thought maybe
That was
I
all going
mispronounced
on
somebody's
no,
name.
That was all going on while you were doing such an excellent job.
All right, $106.91 in memory of Sarah Robards, and that's Robert and Sandra Robards donated that. Oh, and I missed one. Kyle Adams, $100, donated by All American Window and More. And $125 by Geneva and Jack Bradley and Michael Schmidt, and that was donated by Anna and Eugene Burgess. $150 in memory of Catherine Armstrong, donated by Robert and Carolyn Armstrong. Carol J. Pate, donated by Wendy Ottman, in memory of Dylan Cochran, Camp Taylor Barbershop, Brittany and Charles Myers. Robert Singleton, in memory of, or donated by Michael and Tina Ray. In memory of Jean and Madeline Jenkins, donated by Thelma Jenkins. In memory of Samantha Strange, donated by Michael Harleman. In memory of Wally and Jackie Fredericks, donated by Joyce Boblet. Jerry Epley, daughter Vicky, and son-in-law Don Mostis. In memory of them, donated by Richard Epley. Deborah Diffenworth, donated by William Diffenworth and Deborah Vevers. Curtis Heckle, donated by Terry Heckle. Edith Dottie Clark, donated by Paul Clark. $225, James Meredith, donated by Meredith Brothers Construction. $250, Arnold and Lucy Israel, donated by Robert and Patsy Kellner. $250, Frank and Sally Algar, founding members of Butchell Fire Department, and Ron Algar, former Butchell firefighter, and Rhonda Algar Gordon and Allie Mae Sears, all donated by Terry and Kim Sears. Gerald Mattingly, donated in his honor by Annette Mattingly. Bruce Broker, in memory of Bruce Broker, donated by George Owen Jr. Royce Howard, donated by Jeffrey McGee. Arthur Frank, donated by Joanne Morgan. Bill and Elsie Widman, donated by Donna Gast. $300, Jack Flam, donated by Rose Flam. $300, Kenny Flood Jr. and Trameen Hasty, known as Big Pops, was donated by Dorothy and James Drury Jr. Malcolm Jenkins, donated in his memory by Janice Stampson. $300, Bob Betty and Paul Gassman, donated by Dave and Barbara Raymer. Tony Simmons, donated by Agnes Fells. Lynn Kuchenbrod, Steve Wren, and John Franklin, donated by John Kuchenbrod. Major Ron Hurley, CTFD. Myrtle Hurley, Ladies Auxiliary, CTFD. Mary Ann Cook, Lorraine Smith, Kite Evans, and Tim Lewis and Gary Prevost, all donated by Ron Hurley Jr. $300, Blanche Smith, donated by Mary Maynard. Now I'm getting to the big money.
It's
resting.
all big money, brother.
I'm resting right now. Okay. In memory of $500, in memory of their parents, Paul Curse, Philip Brody, Darlene and Kenny Hatcher. $600, Brother Corby, who passed away on 5/22/25. Susan and Ronald Blakely. $1,000, Scott Roloff, Eagle Scout Troop 461 at Highview, donated by Roger Roloff. Angie Rouse, donated by Donald Reese. Camp Taylor firefighter Tommy Thomerson, donated by Airco HVAC Contractors. Charles Wiggleworth, donated by David Wigglesworth. Charles Wigglesworth's another one, donated by Dorothy Wigglesworth. Belinda Richardson, donated by Perry and Stephen Richardson. Joe and Betty Metcalf, donated by Metcalf Property Management. $2,000, Bob Bayer. I'm dry. Hold on. There we go. In memory of Richard Byrne, who was the first chief of Fern Creek Fire Department, $2,000, and that was donated by Mary Byrne. And the last but not least, In memory of Kyle Adams, Fern Creek Fire and EMS, last call 5/21/21. Love, Mom, Dad, Lauren, Aiden, Jackson, Justin, and Ella. That's it.
Good man. Lost. Hey, brother.
Thank you.
Good job.
I don't know about that.
Shoot your way through that. Come in here, Shay.
My way through it.
Shay, come in. Well,
all right. So I will try to be quick because I know that we are running closer
we're
on
good,
time.
Nathan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the beginning of this, I guess the end of last year, I threw out a challenge. Okay, we're good on time. All right. So the end of last year, I threw out a challenge to Pleasure Ridge Park because they historically come out in the top end.
Shay, I think they call that chirping. You're chirping. We're going to do. That's what that is.
So obviously, I knew it would be an uphill battle. PRP does a great job every year for the Crusade, and they always have. The Myman brothers, as you mentioned, are always down here.
The Bowman boys.
Yeah, the Bowman boys. So I wanted to fire everybody back up for Crusade. You know, it seems like after COVID, things kind of died off a little bit. I'm retiring this year, so I wanted it to try to just be fun one last time before I retired and just get the departments engaged and battling back and forth. So I threw out a challenge at the beginning of this year. This week we started, and we just started social media bantering. So I threw out a thing a couple days ago and said, hey, they did this whole "Who Are We" PRP thing. Great job, but you know, we accepted the challenge. I knew it would be an uphill battle, and you know, I'm proud to say that we did really, really well. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna end up with pie in the face at the end of the year.
That was the bet, right?
It was the bet. It was actually the bet is that it would be on August 1st. So I retired July 31st. Okay. So where's Scott? The new chief is over here. But I'm a stand-up guy. You know, I heard PRP people like, man, can you believe the chief ain't even got the guts to do it himself? So I have a pie standing over here on the side. I'll let Chief Myman. If we don't beat you all, I'll let Chief Myman do this at the end of reading our total.
They came in with a pretty strong total here a little while ago. It started with a 3.
I know. I saw that. I'm just surprised that Chief Bowman could count that high. You know, but that's okay. So while we were standing here, we did get a quick little phone pledge, and I wanted to make sure we mentioned that. So that was from Susan Ernst. In memory of Denny Ernst for a total of $5,000.
That's nice.
So that's a huge,
absolutely.
Little plus. So, you want me to go with total?
Well,
or do we have some more to go?
No, we're all good.
Okay.
It's just the PRP guys are standing right there, and they're waiting.
I do know that when we get done, Chief Myman said they've got some kind of I'm sure it's not going to be pleasant for me, but some kind of surprise for the district.
Here we go. For the 72nd WHAS Crusade for Children from Fern Creek, the grand total is
$208,345.38.
$208,345.38. Woo! The creek rises! The creek rises! That's all good, baby. That's all good.
And go Cards.
And go, indeed. All right, kids, you want to pour some? Pour it.
You're going to need a paddle, Terry.
Yeah, that's right. Pour. There you go. It's all good. All right. Good work. Oh my goodness. We do have a pastry, a very large pastry. Is somebody gonna Here comes the PRP guys. Look at our total. Let's read the tote board total together.
Aw, that's sweet.
All right, we got a happy retirement cake, and you're not going to push his face in that, right?
Absolutely not.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate that. Congratulations. Let's all read the new tote board total together. The WHAS Crusade for Children for 2025. This is amazing, our 72nd year. The grand total is $5,800,100.35. That's not our total. That's not our grand total yet, but that's where we are right now.
Oh, that's with Fern Creek.
All right, that's with Fern Creek pushing us to that total.
Terry, we're still
Okay.
waiting for some of our remotes.
That's right.
Bardstown, Shelby County, they're coming in.
Come on in.
Come on forward.
Come on in,
Everybody's
guys.
filing
Oh,
in,
my.
the great Crusade family.
Oh, my, my, my. We're bringing in our whole Crusade team.
Hey, kids, go.
All right. We're bringing in the whole squad so that we can have a big closing. And if you're tuning in for the NBA, do not fear. The NBA pregame show is just starting now. We'll go there in just a minute or so. The game itself does not start until 8 p.m.
Terry, I see the pie.
Yeah, so you're all good here. Don't worry about the NBA. That game doesn't start until 8 p.m. an hour from now. So don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. We have to have a proper finish to the WHAS Crusade for Children. As our whole family pushes in, we'll just hold still right here. We're all good. What's up, brother? Good to see you. There you go. All right.
They're telling me to go around back, and I'm like,
Okay.
Oh, thank you. All right, Sarah, you're going to have to help me with this.
All right. The crowd grows. That's sad. Are they really going to do that to you? I would hope not, but Nathan Mulvey standing next to a pie plate filled with whipped cream. I don't know if we need to do that, but they've handed him a towel. All right. Here we go. We're watching.
It's what the Crusade's all about. Friendly competition.
All right.
PRP Chief, Fern Creek Chief, side by
Here.
side.
Right. The WHAS Crusade for Children about ready to wrap up, but we have to have one last little indignity here, and that is to slam whipped cream in the face of the Fern Creek Chief. We're ready. We're ready. Here we go. All right, take a look here. We got the camera on him. Here he goes. Oh! Chief Mulvey takes a pie in the face.
Congratulations, PRP.
All right. Well done. Well done, everybody. Appreciate it. All righty. Are we ready to close out now? We have a final board total? Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. All right, we'll take this. Here we go. Our grand total for the 72nd WHAS Crusade for Children. Let's read together. $5,890,189.77. Woohoo! That's good stuff. $5,890,189.77. Confetti's flying, bubbles are flying. We're all good. Here we go.
All right. God bless America.
We're going to sing God Bless America. If we can. Okay. God bless America.
Here we go.
I'm sorry about that. It's too faint. We can't hear anything. We can't hear our disc track.
They're meaning to take this a cappella.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that's going to happen, baby. All right. All right, we're ready again? Here we go. Quiet, everyone. America. the Crusade.